What's up, everybody? We are out here in Garrettsville, Ohio for day one of our Ohio regional event. After this, only 2 regional events left. And when I say regional event, it's not all in the region, because after this, we actually go to Poland for our first international event, part of our regional season. And then we will close that out with one more event in Phoenix, Arizona. But before we get to that, a lot to happen out here at the range. We have 8 stages throughout the weekend, and it's incredible because this is our highest attended event in tactical games history, with 303 competitors taking on the weekend. Something else that we're covering right now, we have some teams. And if you're new to tactical games, this is a great barrier to entry, because every single regional event that we host, there is a team division. So if you don't want to get out here by yourself and do the individual division, Star will help you out. He's ROing stage 8, but it's a great opportunity to see what it's all about, have a little less pressure than having to be out here on your own. Grab a friend, whether you're both new or whether you want to grab somebody who may be a veteran out here in the space, and get underway. So the athletes are getting ready. We'll talk about exactly what's going on for this stage as we watch the action. And some beautiful weather too. This time of year, you never really know in places like Ohio, New Hampshire. I'm from upstate New York, and the morning was beautiful. It was, 60s. The sun is out. I think we're gonna have a high of mid 70s and just have a great time. A mix in this grouping. We have mostly teams of male, but we also have a co-ed team part of this squad, and we'll talk about what that means in just a moment. 3, 2, 1, go! And they are underway. So when we look at the programming for the teams versus the individuals that do this, you alternate the work with your partner. So the first thing that they do, they have that farmer's carry about 25 yards with the designated weight in their bags. We'll get those specifics in a minute. And then a 15-yard sled drag with the opposite partner. So they'll alternate each round. And then they move to the firing line. And here, each of them will have 10 shots. Athlete number 1 will start with rifle, and then athlete number 2 will start with pistol, and they will alternate what they're doing each round. So here is one of our co-ed teams. And your partner can help and assist as long as they're safe behind the firing line. He was helping his partner with the scope to really make sure that it was either zoomed in more or zoomed out. For that pistol, it's about 17 yards out. So really great, safe instruction that we just saw there. It seems like maybe the magazine didn't feed around into the chamber. She had to hit the magazine just a little bit harder, still pointing that muzzle down range. And then send the bolt forward, and now she's moving and grooving. And then we have, of course, our barricades. And for the pistol, that target is going to be about 17 yards out. I'm sorry. And then the rifle, I think I messed that one up. That's 47 yards out.
Yep. Now put it in the side. Athlete 2's good. Hands up. Good.
Great work by that athlete, making sure that the safe was on, putting the rifle down, the whole clearing procedure, and continuing forward. Just 10 shots here, and then we got another team coming forward. They got 245 sandbags in there, making it all the way. So they'll do 4 total rounds 15-minute time cap. So a bunch of teams now making their way to start that second round. And they will alternate. So whatever athlete 1 did on the first round, they will do the opposite on the second round. And great positioning here to really stabilize as it's on the wood there. These are one of the elements that body mechanics and placement is going to really determine how stable or not stable you are. Having one of these or coming out to whether it's our skirmishes or a tactical regional event, that's going to help you get used to these and figure out what might be best for you when you're out here. And on our Tactical Games website, you can also buy that little middle portion where you can then build your own at home. I think all of our teams are now into their second of 4 rounds. We'll see who makes it first to that sled push. I believe that the turf is something that in 2025, this year was the first year that we implemented it. We've seen it at a handful of our regional events, and it just allows us to keep the integrity of the programming, because a lot of time we do have sled pushes and we still will have them at events, but you're in the terrain and sometimes it truly does come down to who has a better lane and who maybe gets stuck in one that has a couple divots. So implementing the turf has just allowed us to have more integrity in the programming and keep things the same regardless of the lane that you're in. So now they will begin round number 3 with the 2 45-pound sandbags coming forward. Once they get to the turf here, then they will switch on which athlete will do the sled push after he loads them in. And there, no problem for him. This is their 3rd time to that firing line. And different from what we just saw in the last round, a lot of athletes we saw in that frog position where they're sitting on their heels. This athlete, his legs forward, hunched over just a little bit to then lean forward into that wood. So your hand or rifle must make contact with the wood is the ruling, or the standard. Yeah, so actually both athletes, so if you look to the left and then right next to him to the right, he also has that legs forward technique. And a lot of that comes down to maybe you don't have the hip mobility, maybe you had a prior knee injury and can't bend it all the way. So I would say that the frog position is a more stable position, but again, it just comes down to what can your body do at this stage in life. Give it then forward at the top.
Good.
Oh, and then you can see what her position is. Look how close she is into the wooden parts of really great for stability. The closer you can get, the more that you can hug the implement, the better you can steady that shot and really make the dot steady before you pull that trigger.
There you go. Good job, man. Keep going.
And now a couple teams in a bit of a foot race here. Little slip of the foot, but no problem.
Bad idea.
So what we've learned from
Florida, I wish I had him.
he's talking about his shoes there. He said he wish he had ones with a little more traction, and I can see, you'll need to zoom in on your screen, but he does have some kind of cleat or tread variation on those shoes. When you are working on the turf, the last thing you want is to have those really, really nice, slick trainers that have no grip at all, because if there's a little bit of morning dew or moisture on the turf, pushing the sled is going to be challenging. So again, maybe if you're a new competitor, bringing a couple of different shoe options is probably in your best interest, because they do also have, I can't even call it a run because it's so steep of a climb that I don't think anybody is running up the hill that they'll have later this weekend, but having some kind of trail shoes for that is also a great idea. We don't have rope climbs this weekend, but a lot of the time we have rope climbs, so having specific shoes that maybe you like for those, and just having variations and knowing what you're running. Yeah, you can see we got those cleats.
Softball cleats.
He learned from Florida earlier in the season. And fun fact, myself and Amanda Cherry, owner of Tactical Games, married to Nick Thayer, her and I threw our hat in the ring in our team competition earlier this season. So at the beginning I mentioned every single regional event that we do has a team division. But then throughout the year, we have two what we call team-focused events where it almost switches it, that there's still an individual division, but it is much smaller, and it very much is team-focused. That's our Texas event the past couple of years at the YO Ranch, and then also our Utah event, which we had just a couple of weeks ago. So those two events, you'll see a lot of the elite competitors that are typically in the individual divisions. That's when they will team up and almost make a super team.
Good.
Okay, good. Got the clearing procedure done. 5 minutes left. We have one team that has made their way, so I think all of these teams are now finishing up. And now we crank the jets on. We got some runners grabbing everything. Both teams do have to cross the finish line before the time will stop. And there we go. We got 3 teams across. 2 are finishing up. And also, we have a Facebook group, Tactical Games Athletes. Check it out. A lot of helpful information is posted in there, and it's also a great resource to ask questions and create relationships with people who have been in the sport for a while, as long as people who are still looking to compete.
Slide. Trigger. And over. Hands up. There. Push, 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 push.
And load it up, and in there we have a 35-pound bag and a 45-pound bag. So as we mentioned, the weights shift a little bit when you do have a co-ed team. And they are crossing. And we'll finish up under that time cap. And then our final team in this squad is coming through. He's like, oh, gotta get the sandbags. Can't just leave those. Gotta bring all the equipment. There we go. And then his partner will grab them as he races to the finish, because although they are the last team to finish in this heat, there are other heats that they are up against, and you also need to factor in what their shooting looks like. That is a lot of the time what it comes down to. Also to note, if you're looking at which division should you sign up for, whether that is team or whether that is individual, if you have a fitness background, the fitness is the biggest thing that changes based on division. So our beginner, I would call it, division is going to be intermediate. That's when the Weights are going to be the lightest. That's when you see something like a rope climb, the reps are going to be a little bit less. Tactical division is our middle division. Weights and reps potentially going to go up a little bit. And then our elite division, of course, is exactly what it sounds like. So let's catch up. What is the relationship with this team here?
Oh, the old ball and chain. We're married.
Oh, okay. Did this test the marriage today?
Not yet. It might by tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever competed before?
Not in anything like this.
I've competed once in Reno, and I somehow managed to get her to agree to sign up. So.
And you competed as an individual in Reno or with another teammate?
With another teammate.
So what was the convincing process like to get her to say, yes, let's do it?
I don't think she was paying attention to me when I told her I was signing her up. I heard a yes.
About
and so,
4 years married.
Yeah.
Anniversary weekend.
Yep.
This is your anniversary weekend. Happy anniversary. This is a very unique way to spend it. Have you done shooting sports before?
I'm in the Army, but not really sport-wise.
So then how does this compare to what your Army training has looked like?
Everything is similar, except the clearing procedures. We don't aim downrange and pull the trigger to test if there's anything in the weapon.
Yeah.
So, but it's good.
And I really liked what I saw. I think it was the first round where I don't know if the magazine didn't load all the way, but you were super calm in instructing her. Is that something you've needed to work on in the relationship?
Over 4 years, yeah, it's gotten a little bit better. Trial and errors has led us to where we are now, but yeah.
Amazing. And if there's any teams or individuals watching right now, what would be your reasoning for telling people to come out here and do this?
It's a ton of fun. It's a great group of athletes that are around here just trying to help each other and do something difficult over the course of a weekend and have fun.
I would have to agree. It's been nothing but supportive individuals. So even though it's my first time out here, everyone has been nothing but helpful, especially all the fellow competitors. So it's been a phenomenal experience so far.
Well, happy anniversary to both of you. Let's get a hug. Let's end with, oh, we love it. Congratulations, y'all. Great to see you out here. How adorable. So even that, you know, come out here with your spouse. You can compete together. A great way to really solidify the marriage and put it to the test is your communication style where it should be. Do you have that special bond with your person the way that you would want to? Because when you're out here competing and things go wrong, that is really what we call the ultimate test. But that will do it here on Stage 8. Make sure you guys like the channel, subscribe, send this to a friend, help the channel grow, and we'll see you for the next video.